Greetings, dear one. Suzanne here from Making It in Maine. If you'll notice, this is a background you have never seen before because I am not in my usual spot. For the summer, I am down near Popham Beach. Popham Beach is in Phippsburg. And this is my my abode for the month of June. I'm going to be having a little adventure this summer. Before I go on, I have an announcement to make regarding the Back in Time pattern booklet, the Renee Plains pattern booklet. A winner was drawn, and that winner is, I will try to pronounce your name and forgive me if I get it wrong, Barb Genther 2932. BARBGUENTHER 2932. And congratulations, Barb. Send me an email with your name and mailing address and leave me a comment here that you have sent me an email, and I will go look for it. Go to that video where I showed that pattern booklet, video number 79, and in the description box, click the more, and then you will be taken to the description box, and in there you will find my email address. Back to this location, because I am roughly an hour or so away from my home, I foolishly did not bring Back in Time with me here. So I will send it the next time I bop back to my house. I will retrieve it, and that will be within the next few days that I will go there, and I will get it, and I will pop it in the mail to you. So please bear with me. I will get it to you. All right. Let's move on from the announcement. And yeah, so I am staying at a friend's place down near Popham Beach. I'm about, not very far from the beach. I'm going to put a little video in at the end if you want to see more of the beach, and I may cut out the sound because it was a windy day, and I don't have a good noise canceling microphone. In case you're wondering, I am wearing an apron because I was just in the kitchen making a yummy kale salad. And so I had that for lunch. I'm not going to get close and smile because I may have bits of kale in my teeth. Hope I don't, but anyway. So I'm down here. I did not bring my sewing machine. I may grab that when I go back to my house, but I already had a full car, and just wanted to bring a little bit that I could work on. So I'll show you what I brought. I brought a little kit that I had bought at Busy Thimble, the shop that's now closed that I used to love and frequent. A little kit that she put together with some Charleston 3 Judy Rothermel fabrics, 6-inch squares. And if you want to see those more in depth, you can go look at one of my previous videos. I don't remember off the top of my head which one it was. Perhaps I should have looked before this, but I have all these 6-inch squares, and then I have these 2 Maine fabrics. So I thought I will just bring stuff that I can cut and get ready for piecing. So that's my plan, and this is a little pattern that Cindy typed up. And back in my previous video, I mentioned that I'm going to end up with 160 half square triangle units. And they're going to be 2.5 inches squared. So that will be fun playing with these fabrics. Very, very excited to get underway with that. And then the other thing that I brought is more fabric to cut, and this is branching away from reproduction fabrics and those darker fabrics to a more modern fabric line. And the fabric I brought with me it's a fat quarter pack. It's called Lazy Afternoon, and I'm quite sure the designer is Zen Chic. There again, I should have looked that up, but I didn't. But I'm quite sure it's Zen Chic. So let me show you the fabric. I'll start with the mustard yellows. And this is one of the reasons I love this fabric line so much. I love this particular print. Here are the mustard yellows. I do like a mustard yellow. One of my old friends, her kitchen cupboards were mustard yellow. And I really, really liked that. At one point, I bought some mustard yellow paint years ago, thinking that I would paint my kitchen walls mustard yellow. But it just did not look good with the wood tone of our cupboards. So I ended up putting that paint in the stairwell to our basement just to use it. All right, so there are the mustards. Oh, and this one looks like an animal print, don't you think? All right, and next we have this color I would call burnt orange. Maybe you would call it something else. So here are the burnt orange prints. Needles, animal print. So that's those. And now we'll go into some blues. I'm just going to hold them up one at a time. I think it's easier. Sort of a geometric, animalish print. Bit of a tone on tone, sort of. Dots. Different dots, almost looks like a half square triangle, doesn't it? Balls of yarn and some black design on blue. Let me see. Let me grab this blue yarn. So initially, I was thinking these were pins, but then I was like, no, they must be knitting needles. And I'm a woman who loves quilting, but I'm also a woman who enjoys knitting and rug hooking and needle punch. Okay, let's drop into the okay, so we have mustard yellow, we have burnt orange. Yeah, see, I'm torn. I would call this rust, but maybe this is more rust. No, I think this is rust. I'm sticking with burnt orange here. Help me with my colors. Help! So here are the rusty prints. Oh, and there's my favorite. That is definitely my favorite print in this line. And there's the animal print. And this one could play on both teams. This could play on the rust team, or it could play on the pink team. And there were only these 3 for pink. And then we have tone on tone. Oh, I have a hair. Yarn balls. Knitting needles. Black on cream or off-white, ecru. And this is a tone on tone that you definitely cannot see, but it is like this print, but tone on tone. So that is that fat quarter pack by Chic called Lazy Afternoon. And I bought this fabric because, I don't know, a couple of years ago or so, I used to watch Pat Sloan's YouTube channel. I don't watch it quite as much anymore. But anyway, she had a quilt that hung behind her in her videos for quite some time, and I just loved that quilt. So I found out what the quilt pattern was, and it's a free pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop, and here it is. It is a fat 1/8 fruitcake quilt pattern. So, fruitcake is the name of it. And she did, Pat Sloan did some sashing on her quilt, and she had access. You could access her cutting instructions or information or the amount needed to do a sashing, and so I got that, and that's my plan. So for a wee bit, I'm just going to be cutting some fabric and getting things ready to piece. I should have brought down some hand quilting that I need to do, but my goodness, you can only drag so much out of your house before it becomes quite a chore. So I might bring one thing to hand quilt. I did bring some knitting with me too, but just in case. Yes. So just feeling my way along in my summer adventure. Yes, yesterday was my first time this year down to the beach. And so I sat on the beach for a bit, and then I had a walk on the beach for a bit, and it was lovely. It was a wee bit cool, and it was definitely breezy, but it was lovely. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for today. Until the next time, dear ones, you know it, from my heart to yours. Bye for now. Here I am at Popham Beach. I apologize if you hear the wind. I hope you can hear the waves on the shore. There is the fort there. And here is the view. I'm right near the fort. I didn't go to the state park, but here it is. That is a restaurant right there called Spinny's. I haven't eaten there for many moons, but you can park free down here if there's space. I was fortunate enough to get a space. Here it is. There's the island out there. Beautiful. My first time to the beach this year. I am walking up the beach. I came from close to the fort there, and look at the beautiful patterns